Subclasses. Paladins subclasses specializations that grants you special abilities at certain paladin levels 3, 6, 10, and 14, like all the others. This subsection presents the Oath of Devotion. Each of this class subclasses represents a body of oaths that Paladin begins taking upon joining the class. The final oath taken to 3rd level is the culmination of a Paladin's training. Some characters with this class don't consider themselves true Paladins until they have reached 3rd level and made this oath. For others, the actual swearing of the oath is a formality, an official stamp on what was already true in a Paladin's heart. I've always found that weird. I've always found it weird that a Paladin technically doesn't take their oath until level 3, but they already get Divine Smite and Lay on Hands. And this, I feel, has just made that weirder. Because you technically, that means you already at level 1 need to know what subclass you're going to be taking. I don't know. Breaking your oath. A Paladin tries to hold to the highest standards of conduct, but even the most dedicated Paladin is fallible. Sometimes the right path proves too demanding, and sometimes the heat of emotion causes a Paladin to transgress their oath. Paladin who's broken a vow typically seeks absolution from a priest or the same faith, or from another Paladin of the same order. The Paladin might spend an all-night vigil in prayer as a sign of penitence, or undertake a fast or similar act of self-denial. After a rite of confession and forgiveness, the Paladin starts fresh. If a Paladin willfully violates their oath and shows no sign of repentance, the consequences might be more serious. At the DM's discretion, an impenitent Paladin might be forced to take the more appropriate subclass, or even abandon the class and adopt another one. Cool. Oath of Devotion. Oath of Devotion binds a Paladin to the loftiest ideals of justice and order. These Paladins meet the ideal of the knight in shining armor. They hold themselves to be the highest standards of conduct, and some, for better or worse, hold the rest of the world to the same standards. Many who swear this oath are devoted to gods of law and good, and use their gods' tenets as a measure of their devotion. They hold angels as their ideals, and incorporate images of angelic wings into their helmets or coats of arms. Okay, sure. Tenets of Devotion. Though the exact words and strictures of the Oath of Devotion vary, Paladins of this oath share these tenets. Don't lie or cheat, let your word be your promise, never fear to act, though caution is wise. Aid others, protect the weak, and punish those who threaten them. Show mercy to your foes, but temper it with wisdom. Treat honest others with fairness, and let your honorable deeds be an example to them. And be responsible for your actions and their consequences. Protect those entrusted to your care, and obey those who have just authority over you. Cool. I mean, these are oaths. I don't really have much to say about that. I think it's cool. Prepared spell. So oath spells. Prepared spells. You've always have certain spells ready when you reach a Paladin level specified in the Oath of Devotion spell table. You therefore always have the listed spells prepared. So your Oath of Devotion spells and shit. Free casting. You can cast one of your prepared spells from this feature without expending a spell slot, and must finish a long rest before you use this benefit again. Okay. What I want to know is, are these spells different than they used to be? Okay, so 3 used to be Protection from Evil and Good and Sanctuary. Sanctuary was replaced with Shield of Faith, which I do think is kind of a buff. Although I think Sanctuary is okay, but still. Lesser Restoration Zone of Truth has now become Aid in Zone of Truth. Okay, sure. But Aid got changed, right? Aid got nerfed, I think, if I recall correctly. Beacon of Hope and Dispel Magic is now Aura of Vitality and Blinding Smite. Sure. Freedom of Movement and Guardian of Faith. Freedom of Movement was replaced with Staggering Smite. Okay. And Commune and Flame Strike is still the same. Alright. Sure. Again, I don't really think it's necessarily bad to change up these spells. Lesser Restoration versus AIDS. Sure. I think it's fine. I don't think you have to really think too much into this. You're getting free spells, a couple of them, so I don't know. Sacred Weapon. As a bonus action, you can expend one use of your Channel Divinity to imbue one simple or martial weapon that you are holding with positive energy. For 1 minute, you add your Charisma modifier to attack rolls you make with the weapon. Minimum bonus of +1, and each time you hit with it, you cause it to deal its normal damage type or radiant damage. Weapon also emits bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light 20 beyond that. You can end this effect as a bonus action. This effect also ends if you aren't holding or carrying the weapon, or if you have the incapacitated condition. I'm pretty sure Sacred Weapon used to be an action. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it used to be an action. Still get the damage to your attack rolls. That's still the same. The light is still the same. And the ending, the effect is still the same. So, yeah. They buffed Sacred Weapon. Made it usable, to be perfectly honest. I always felt like as an action, it wasn't necessarily that. Because you were giving up an action to imbue a weapon for a minute. So you were kind of giving up your turn. Like, at that point, you're doing like 2 attacks on 2 turns rather than 4 attacks on 2 turns. I don't know. This is better. This is a lot better. This is a good change. But you only get this one because you used to also get Turn the Unholy. Which used to be pretty much like, you know, each fiend and undead that you can see or hear within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom save. And if they failed, they were turned for 1 minute. So pretty much like you also used to have the clerics turn undead. But it just also worked on fiends. So, So they got rid of that, which is a nerf, but is it really? You beat the shit out of people as a paladin, you don't make them turn. Smite of Protection. Oh god. Okay. Your Divine Smite now radiates protective energy. When did smites become protective? Now radiates protective energy that allows you and your allies to stay in the fight. Whenever you use your Divine Smite, choose yourself or an ally within 30 feet of yourself. You gain temporary hit points equal to 1d8 plus the level of the spell slot used for the Divine Smite. Okay. Sure. It's a better ability than what it used to be, because we used to have Aura of Devotion, which was pretty much you and your friendly creatures can't be charmed, which, to be fair, I find kind of sad, because I made a character who specifically used that. The guys never found him. But yeah. Yeah, okay, sure. That's kind of cool. You can, like, Divine Smite and give people temporary hit points. I think that's cool. Not a lot, really, because it's like a d8 plus the level of the spell slot used. If you use a 1-level spell slot, it's like 2 to 9, but it's still decent. It's better than nothing, to be fair. Aura of Devotion. You and your allies are immune to the charmed condition, so they took the level 7 and put it to 10, really. Sure. Sure. Because you used to get... Yeah. Okay, so they put that to level 10. Yeah, sure. The 14, Holy Nimbus. As a bonus action, you can imbue your Aura of Protection with Holy Power. Okay? The aura gains the following benefits for 1 minute or until you end them as a bonus action. Whenever an enemy starts its turn in the aura, that creature takes radiant damage equal to your proficiency bonus plus your charisma modifier. Okay? The aura is filled with bright light that is sunlight. You can summon sunlight as a bonus action. Cool. You can use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest unless you expend a spell slot of at least 4th level when you use it again. Okay. So pretty much what they did. So Holy Nimbus used to be a 20th level thing because Paladins got subclass abilities at level 20. Their, like, capstone ability was a subclass ability, which they've now moved to 14, which is interesting. and let's see, what's the difference here, right? Because for 1 minute, bright light shines from you in a 30-foot radius, and dim light shines in 30 feet beyond that. Whenever a creature starts its turn in the bright light, the creature takes 10 radiant damage. So it used to be an action. It used to be the same. It used to be just light instead of fucking sunlight. Then again, at level 14, your aura's still only 10 feet, right? That only increases to 30 at 17. But like, you know, and whenever a creature starts its turn in the bright light, it used to be just 10 damage flat. Now it's your proficiency plus your charisma. But at 14, you're already at a +5 to your you're already at a +5 to your proficiency. You're probably at a 16 to your charisma, at least, if not 18. So you're getting there. Oh, but the original ability also used to have, you have advantage on saving throws against spells cast by fiends or undead. So there's that, but that's limited to like fiends and undead shit, you know? So actually, speaking of which, I just realized something. Didn't everything used to be against fiends and undead? Did they get rid of that? Just flat out? Wait, where's Divine Smite? Hold up. I just realized something. Yeah, you don't add damage against undead anymore. I just realized. Huh. That is so weird to think about. They just got rid of everything fiend and undead related. Okay, sure. They just made it a so pretty much you're not like strong against fiends and undead, you're just strong in general now. I mean, I can live with that, to be perfectly honest. Okay, so what do we think of the subclass? I think it's decent. I think the level 10's a little wasted, but other than that, I think this is okay. What was the other? Oh yeah, it used to be that you also got protection from evil and good permanently. Yeah. That's a limited spell again, so. No, I think this is fine. I think Paladin's fine. Again, they just got rid of the burst damage. I'm a lot more fine with what they did with Paladin than with Druid. I fucking hate what they did with Druid, so yeah.